If you were opening a real shop in the middle of your city, would you just throw up a sign and hope people find it? Of course not. But that's exactly what most people do when they make a website and then wonder why no one visits. Your website is your digital business premises. It's more than just a page online. It's your shop, your office, your showroom, and just like in the real world, it needs the right address, a solid foundation, beautiful design, and a way for people to find it. In 2025, building a website is easier than ever. But building a website that works for you 24/7, that's where most people fail. I'm going to walk you through the exact 11 steps to get it right for the first time. We'll go from picking your perfect domain name to creating a structure that's easy to navigate, to designing content that actually ranks on Google and turns visitors into customers. We'll cover technical essentials, launch checklists, and even how to grow your site long after it's live. Think of this as building your dream store online, step by step, so it's easy to manage, delightful to visit, and impossible to miss. Follow along from step one, and you'll never wonder why isn't my website working again. Welcome to part one of my series, How to Create a Successful Website in 2025, Step by Step for Beginners. In each part, we'll tackle one essential stage of building a website that actually works, from your very first idea all the way to launch, promotion, and growth. And today, in part one, we're starting with something most people skip, but it's the foundation of everything else, your website's purpose and positioning. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your website exists to do and why someone should choose it over a million of others online. If your website doesn't have a clear purpose and positioning, it's like opening a shop with no sign, no products, and hoping people magically walk in. Your purpose is the what your website exists to do, and your positioning is the why someone should choose your over another site. Get these wrong, and nothing else you do will work. So let's take an example. Apple's purpose is to sell their products, and their positioning is premium design-led tech. The BBC's purpose is to deliver trusted news, and their positioning is credible and impartial journalism. YouTube's purpose is to share video content, and their positioning is to be the biggest, most diverse video platform in the world. Even a small business needs this. Let's say you're a dentist in London. Your purpose is to attract new patients and make bookings easy. Your positioning is to be friendly, modern dental care for busy professionals, and your homepage should say that in seconds. So before you choose your domain or design for your website, define your purpose and positioning. It's your blueprint, and it's the first step to building a website that works. Welcome back. This is part two of my series, How to Create a Successful Website in 2025. Today, in part two, we're talking about something that can make or break your online first impression, your domain name. This is where your online address meets your business identity. And if you get it right, it will work for your SEO, your credibility, and your marketing for years to come. Think of your website as a physical business premises. Your domain name is your address, is how people find you. But just like in the real world, your address says something about you. A smart strategic domain name makes you easier to find, build trust instantly, and even boosts your search engine ranking. Your domain should feel like it belongs to your brand. When they're in sync, visitors instantly know they're in the right place. But when they're mismatched, it creates confusion. Like if your dental clinic is called Bright Bites Dental, but your domain is londonsmileclinic.com, people would wonder if they've landed on the wrong site. Here's a pro tip. Before you lock in a brand name, check it's available. The last thing you want is to fall in love with the name only to find that the matching domain is gone or worse, being used by a competitor. If you'd like to include a keyword for SEO in your domain, blend it in naturally. Instead of bestcheapdentistlondon.com, which screams spam, go with something like londonsmiledental.co.uk. It's professional, relevant, and easy to remember. Let's take a London startup dental practice as an example. Say your brand is Harbour Dental Studio. If harbourdentalstudio.co.uk isn't available, you could go with harbourdentallondon.co.uk. It keeps your brand intact, adds a location queue for SEO, and still sounds trustworthy. Here's a quick checklist before you buy your domain. Make sure it matches your brand name and is closely related. It's easy to spell, pronounce, and remember. It avoids hyphens, numbers, and awkward abbreviations, uses a trustworthy extension, has social media handles which are available, and has no trademark conflicts. Your domain is the first handshake between your brand and the online world. Get it right, and you're building trust, SEO strength, and brand recognition before visitors even see your homepage. In part 3, we're going to talk about hosting and platforms, the digital land your website is built on. Follow so you don't miss it, because just like choosing the wrong location for a shop, picking the wrong hosting can cost you visitors, speed, and even rankings. Welcome back. This is part 3 of my series, How to Create a Successful Website in 2025. Originally, we were going to cover both hosting and frameworks here, but hosting is so important I had to give it its own episode. So today, we're diving into web hosting, the land your website is built on, because if your land is shaky, your website will always struggle. Web hosting is simply where your website lives. If your domain is the address, hosting is the land your shop sits on, and not all land is equal. Here are the 3 main types. So you've got shared hosting. The cheapest option, your site shares space and resources with hundreds of others. It works for small sites, but it's slow and one bad neighbor can bring everyone down. Then there's VPS hosting. This is like owning a flat in a building. You share, but you get your own allocated resources. It's faster, more secure, and great for growing businesses. And then you've got dedicated hosting. This is like owning the whole building. Maximum speed, control, and security, but also the highest cost. And in 2025, there's also something called cloud hosting, like Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud. This is flexible, scalable, and pay as you go, but it can be complex to manage. So why does hosting matter so much? Web hosting matters so much because speed, uptime, and security are all ranking factors for SEO and user experience. A fast, secure host makes your website feel professional. A cheap and reliable one makes visitors click away before they even see your content. So here's a checklist before you buy your web hosting. Make sure the web hosting provides 99.9% uptime. It has fast servers, ideally with SSDs. Free SSL certificates comes as standard for security, has good customer support, and has scalability for when your business grows. In short, hosting is the foundation of your entire online presence. Build on solid land and everything else becomes easier. Build on weak land and no amount of design or content will save it. In part 4, we'll move on to frameworks and platforms. WordPress, Shopify, or custom code, and which one fits your business best. Follow so you don't miss it. Welcome back. This is part 4 of my series, How to Create a Successful Website in 2025. In part 3, we talked about hosting, the land your website is built on. Now, let's talk about the framework or platform, the actual building you're going to put on that land. Your platform is like the type of building you choose, and your choice here will affect everything. How flexible your website is, how much it costs, and how easy it is to manage. So the main options you have available are open source like WordPress, which are flexible, powers over 40% of the internet, is perfect for blogs, service businesses, and even e-commerce with plugins like WooCommerce. But it needs a little setup and ongoing care. Then you've got proprietary platforms like Shopify, which are built for e-commerce, super beginner friendly with payments and support built in, but you pay monthly fees and lose some flexibility. Then you've got the custom coded built from scratch by developers. It's like designing your own headquarters exactly how you want it. Total control, but expensive and harder to maintain. So here's the key trade-off. With open source like WordPress, you'll get control, flexibility, ownership, but more responsibility. With proprietary like Shopify or Squarespace, you've got the ease of use and support, but less freedom and higher long-term costs. What I suggest is pick a platform that matches your purpose and skills. If you want full control and scalability, go open source. If you want simplicity and support, go proprietary. And if you need something truly unique, custom code might be worth the investment. In part 5, we'll move on to website architecture, how to structure your site so it's easy for visitors to navigate and easy for search engines to understand. Follow so you don't miss it. Welcome back. This is part 5 of my series, How to Create a Successful Website in 2025. So far, we've covered your website's purpose, your domain, your hosting, and your platform. Now, it's time to design the architecture, basically your website's floor plan. Think of website architecture like the layout of your shop or office. If people walk in and can't find what they need, they'll walk straight out. Your visitors and search engines like Google need a clear structure. Pages should connect logically, menus should guide people easily, and the most important rooms like your home page, your services page, products pages, and contact us pages should be front and center. Good architecture is equal to a simple, logical menu and a clear user journey, whereas bad architecture is equal to cluttered navigation, too many clicks to get anywhere, and visitors bouncing off because they're frustrated. Here's the key. Your website should guide visitors step by step from landing on your website to learning what you offer to taking the next action like booking, buying, or contacting you. This is what I suggest. Keep your main navigation simple, 5 to 7 items max. Use clear page names people actually understand. Structure content like a pyramid. Homepage at the top, key categories in the middle, and detailed content underneath. Always think, can a first-time visitor find what they want in 3 clicks or less? In part 6, we'll talk about content strategy, how to create content that ranks in Google and converts visitors into leads or customers. Follow so you don't miss. So you've set up your website, but now comes the big question. What content goes on it? Because here's the truth. Without the right content strategy, your website is just an empty building. Beautiful maybe, but useless. Your content is what attracts people, builds trust, and guides them towards becoming customers. But it's not just about writing anything, it's about having a strategy. Here's what a strong website content strategy looks like. You start with a purpose. Every page should have a clear goal: inform, inspire, or convert. Think about the search intent of people. What are people actually typing into Google when they are looking for you? And then you need to balance the ranking and converting content. You want content that attracts visitors and then nudges them to take action too. For example, a local dentist in London might have content like service pages that explains treatments clearly to convert patients, or they might have blog posts answering common questions like, does teeth whitening hurt? That's a ranking based content. Together, this content builds authority, attracts traffic, and converts visitors into patients. Think of your content like a funnel. So at the top of the funnel, you've got blog posts, frequently asked questions, guides, and this all helps you to get found. Then you've got the middle of the funnel where you've got case studies and service details, which helps you build trust. And then you've got the bottom of the funnel with things like calls to action, contact forms, and booking pages, which are for conversions. So here's an SEO tip. Define your primary keyword focus early, but don't stuff it. Use natural language within your content so it sounds like you're helping, not selling. In part 7, we'll cover the technical essentials every website needs: security, speed, and mobile friendliness, because great content won't matter if your site doesn't perform. Follow so you don't miss it. So far, we've covered your website's purpose, your domain, your hosting, your framework, your design, and your content strategy. Now it's time to look behind the scenes, the technical stuff, because here's the truth. Even the best looking website will fail if it's slow, insecure, or hard to use. In part 7, we're breaking down the technical essentials. Every website needs to actually perform, rank, and keep visitors happy. Here are the big ones every beginner needs to get right. Number 1 is speed. So your site should load in under 3 seconds. Slow sites lose visitors instantly. Fix it with good hosting, compressed images, and fewer bloated plugins. Number 2 is it needs to be mobile friendly. Over half of web traffic is on phones. If your site only looks good on desktop, you're already losing. Number 3 is the security. Always use the HTTPS. That little padlock builds trust, protects your visitors, and even helps you rank better on Google. Number 4 is built for user experience. A simple navigation, readable text, and clear buttons don't make people hunt for what they need. And number 5 is accessibility. Everyone should be able to use your site, add alternative text for images, use proper headings, and design with inclusivity in mind. Think of these things like the plumbing and wiring in a building. You don't always see them, but if they're wrong, nothing else works. Get these right, and your website will feel smooth, safe, and professional from day one. Next, in part 8, we'll finally get hands-on, choosing themes, templates, and plugins, plus how to configure your site for performance. That's where your website really starts taking shape. So follow along, you don't want to miss it. Now it's time for the fun part, actually building your website. This is part 8, and we're talking about themes, templates, plugins, and performance tuning. Think of this stage like moving into an empty shop. The walls are up, the electricity is wired, but it's bare. You now need to design the interior layout, shelves, counters, paint on the walls, and the tools that help you run the business. That's exactly what themes, templates, and plugins do for your website. A theme or template is like your shop's interior design. It controls the look, style, and layout of your site. For beginners, themes save huge amounts of time, but here's the trick. Pick one that's lightweight, mobile friendly, and customizable. Don't get stuck with something bloated or overly flashy. Next up are plugins. These are like adding extra tools to your shop. A till, a security camera, a card machine for payments. Plugins add functionality like SEO optimization, forms, e-commerce, or performance boosters, but don't overload your site with too many. The best websites run on only the essentials. Finally, performance tuning. This is where you speed up your site by optimizing images, enabling caching, and using a content delivery network. It's the difference between customers walking straight in or leaving because the door takes too long to open. Get this stage right, and your website isn't just live, it's ready to perform. And here's the exciting part. In part 9, we're going deep into design and user experience, how to make your site not only work, but feel amazing for every visitor. That's where your site truly comes alive. Okay, so your website is built and configured. You've got the walls up, the shelves in, and the tools installed. Now comes the part that can make or break everything: design and user experience. This is part 9 of our step by step website guide. Here's the thing: design isn't just about colors and fonts, it's about how easy and enjoyable it is for someone to use your site. Think of it like walking into a store. Is it bright and welcoming? Can you find what you need quickly? Do you know exactly where to go to buy or ask questions? That's exactly how your website should feel. Here are some fundamentals to get right from the start. Clarity. Keep navigation simple. Don't overload menus. Consistency. Use the same fonts, colors, and button styles throughout. Hierarchy. Make the most important stuff stand out. Headings, call to action, contact us buttons. Mobile first. Most people visit on their phone. If it doesn't work on your mobile, you're losing a lot of business. Good design guides people through your site naturally, from first impression to finding information and then taking action. That might be booking an appointment, buying a product, or signing up to your newsletter. If visitors feel confused, they leave. If it feels smooth and intuitive, they stay, explore, and convert. So don't think of design as decoration, think of it as customer service. And in part 10, we'll put it all together with a QA and launch checklist. Everything to test before you officially open your digital doors. Your website is built, your design is polished, but before you hit publish and open your digital doors, there's one more crucial step: a QA and launch checklist. Think of it like a pre flight check for a plane. You wouldn't take off without making sure everything works. Same goes for your website. Here's what you should check before going live. Number one, functionality. Do all your forms, buttons, and links actually work? Number two, the mobile friendliness of the site. Test on different devices and screen sizes. Number three, speed. Run a quick page speed test. Slow websites lose visitors fast. Number four, the SEO basics. Title tags, meta descriptions, image alternative texts, and clean URLs should be part of your website from the start. Number five, security. Are the SSL certificate installed? That's the padlock in the browser bar. Number six, accessibility. Can people using screen readers or with visual impairments still navigate your site? This checklist might sound small, but it's the difference between a smooth launch that builds trust and a messy one that loses visitors from day one. And once you're confident everything works, you're ready for the exciting part: promotion and measurement. That's part 11: how to actually get traffic to your site and track what's working. Your website is live now, but here's the truth. Hitting publish isn't the end, it's just the beginning. Because even the best website won't succeed if no one knows it exists. That's where promotion and measurement comes in. So here are ways to promote your website. Search engine optimization. Optimize your content to rank on Google. Social media. Share posts, reels, and stories that drive people back to your site. Email marketing. Build a list and keep people coming back. Using paid ads, Google Ads or social media ads for faster results. And then local SEO. If you're a local business, claim your Google business profile, show up in maps, and rank for services and products you provide in the local area. But promotion alone isn't enough. You need to know what's working, and that's why we measure using tools like Google Analytics and Google Search Console. This tells you where your visitors come from, what pages they love the most, and where you're losing them. That way, you can double down on what works and fix what doesn't. So that's it. 11 steps to creating a website in 2025, from purpose and domain to design, content, tech, launch, and promotion. Follow these steps and you'll build your site right the first time, easy to manage, delightful to use, and designed to be discovered.